Hello students, welcome back to our social class. In today's class, we are going to do a new chapter, that is the chapter 18, Religious and Social Reformers. About 2 centuries ago, several social problems existed in our country. They were related to caste, child marriage, and sati. Women were kept uneducated, and Hindu widows were forced to burn themselves alive when their husbands died. Differences were made between people on the basis of caste, but there were people who devoted their lives to improving society. They were called reformers. So, these were the people or the social reformers of India. They gave society a new way of thinking. In India, we have had a large number of such great people. So, we will read about some of them in this chapter. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So, Raja Ram Mohan Roy was born on 22 May 1772 and died in the year of 1833. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was the founder of the Brahmo Samaj movement in 1828, which engendered the Brahmo Samaj, an influential social religious reform movement. So he was the responsible for the removal of several harmful social and religious practices. He is best known for his fight against the cruel practice of sati. So first picture, it is a sati system. Sati was a practice of burning Hindu widows alive along with the bodies of their dead husbands on the funeral pyre. This was an inhuman custom practiced in India. Raja Ram Mohan Roy efforts were successful as the British government passed a law in 1829 abolishing the practice of sati and making it an illegal act. So not only children, he opened schools for girls so that they got equal opportunity as men. He wanted Western learning to be included in the traditional system of education. He was of the opinion that Indian would be left behind and would not be able to compete with others if they did not adopt the modern education system. He started the Brahmo Samaj, which was a new religion order in the Samaj. There was no worship of gods or things associated with worship. Anyone could join it through a simple method, the simple religious beliefs and prayers of the Brahmo Samaj. So, Rajaram Mohan Roy is regarded as the father of Indian Renaissance. Who is the father of Indian Renaissance? Rajaram Mohan Roy. As he brought about a change in society, he was the greatest fighter for women's rights. His contribution, especially to the freedom of women, will be remembered forever. So the next one is Dayanand Saraswati. Dayanand Saraswati was born in 1824 and was the founder of the Arya Samaj. It was a Hindu reform movement started in 1875 which wanted people to be free from domination of the upper caste and rituals. The Arya Samaj condemned idol worship, animal sacrifices, caste system, child marriage. Dayanand Saraswati believed that none of these actions received sanction from the Vedas, the most sacred and ancient text of Hindus. He believed in simple prayers. Arya Samaj became very popular in North India, especially among the ordinary people who were tired of spending a lot of money in rituals. So this is a Arya Samaj. Hindu reform movements did not always look to the West. As the example of the Arya Samaj amply demonstrates, its founder Dayanand Saraswati condemned nearly all developments in post-Vedic Hinduism. The Arya Samaj, which attracts a massive following in the Punjab, is generally described as a revivalist movement. But Dayananda thought of himself as a modernist. He argued that no sanction. So here, even Dayananda Saraswati was encouraged women to get educated. So he opened many schools. Even he founded the Dayananda Anglo-Vedic schools. in North India. The next one is Pandita Ramabai. She is a very famous social reformer, women right and education activities. Pandita Ramabai was born in 1858. She was a poet and a fight for women's right. She was not only a fighter for women's right, but she is also very good at scholar at a time when women were not encouraged to study. In fact, her father was thrown out of his house because he had angered people by educating his wife. Ramabai could recite 20,000 verses by the age of 15. Though she faced numerous social taboos, she tried to improve the position of women in India. So she founded the Arya Mahila Samaj. So children, who is the founder of Arya Mahila Samaj? Pandita Ramabai. So here she was the mother of courage. She was a crusader of women's right and education. Was a renowned Sanskrit scholar, hence the title Pandita. Opened Mukti Mission, a home for destitute women and children. Sharda Sadan, a school with 20 girls in Mumbai. Brought high caste Hindu women to work towards education of girls through setting up Arya Mahila Samaj. And she worked for poor women and widows as they felt they were neglected by society. She helped find jobs for widows so that they would not be dependent on their families. She started schools for girls and inspired them to educate themselves. She wrote a number of books in Marathi and Hindi. The next one is Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was born in 1817. He was a very well respected man in the field of education in the Muslim community. After the revolt of 1857, the British did not encourage education among the Muslims. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan wanted all the set ideas to be removed through modern education. He founded the Aligarh Muslim University and helped the community get scientific and modern education so that they would not lag behind. All his life, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan protested against the practice of parda, polygamy, and easy divorce. Promotion of modern Western education, however, was his priority. He believed that progress was possible only if the Muslims adopted Western scientific knowledge and culture. In AD 1864, he founded the Translation Society at Aligarh. It was later renamed as Scientific Society. So he challenged the rigidity that had set in the society. Like Rajaram Mohan Rai and Dayananda Saraswati, Sir Syed also believed that any change in society was only possible through education and improvement in the position of women. So children, all these social and religious reformers paved a new path for society to follow to move from the darkness to ignorance to the light of knowledge. So all because of these social reformers, now all the women are getting a good education, right students? Their contribution made the path to freedom easier for Indians. So this is all because of their contribution. We have to thank our social reformers. Now always we have to remember them. Thank you students.